Hi, it's Alyssa Curl in Math 222 Math for Elementary Teachers here at USF. This is the Chapter 6 Teach It assignment. So I'll be doing problem number 11 in section 6.2c. So our book says that the problem is Kendra showed that 1/3 plus 3/4 equals 4/7 by using the following figure, which I'll show you here in a couple seconds. And then the question is, how would you help her? So if you had a student do this, how would you explain that that's not how you add fractions, and then how would you give them a great idea of how to do it? So that's what we'll be talking about in this Teach It assignment. Let's start by taking a look at what Kendra did in her model here. So as you can see, Kendra's steps were just adding 1/3 plus 3/4. What she did was she took the two top numbers, so 1 plus 3, and she got 4, which you can see in the shaded in section of our rectangular right here. And then she added the two bottom numbers, our denominators, and got that out of 7th. So all that she did was just add across. The problem with this is that when we are adding fractions, we do not add across. Our first step is how to add or subtract fractions is to find a common denominator. And there are quite a few ways that you can do this. You can either find the least common multiple of the two numbers. You can just multiply them together and get that number on there. So there are different options. So when we're trying to help Kendra here, let's explain how to get the common denominator for 3 and 4. So what we're going to do is we're going to list the least common multiples of 3 and 4. I'm going to put least common multiples so that we remember what we're doing, and I'm going to put 3, and I'm going to put 4. So as we're listing our least common multiples here, for 3 we have 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, and 21. And that's as far as we're going to go. If we need to go farther, we can definitely do that. For 4, we have 4, 8, 12, 16, and 20. What we're looking for is a number that is a multiple of both of these, and we're looking for the least common multiple, so the least number that's the same between both of them. And as we can see right here, the number 12 is a multiple of both 3 and 4, and it happens to be our least common multiple. So that's the one that we're going to use to help us add these fractions. So let's write out our steps here. So our first step was to find a common denominator, and we found our common denominator was going to be 12. So now when we add these fractions, we have 1/3 plus 3/4. We need to write this common denominator down, and we're going to write an equivalent fraction by using the fundamental law of fractions, which is taking the denominator and the numerator by times the same number in order to get that 12. So let's write the 12 below each of these numbers in the denominator spot. So when we get 1/3 into a equivalent fractions of something out of 12, we're taking 3 times 4. So now we're going to take our numerator times 4, which is 1 times 4, and that's going to be equal to 4/12. When we do the same thing to 3/4, we're taking our 4 times 3 to get to 12, so we're going to take our 3 times 3 to get to 12, so that happens to be 9. So now what we're doing is we're adding 4/12 and 9/12. So let's write a picture here. So we're going to make a figure with 12 sections here. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Perfect. And when you do this, they should all be equivalent. Mine might be a little bit off-center, but they should all be on the exact same amount of space. So we're going to color in 4 parts of our 12, since that's the fraction that we have. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add that to 9/12. And we're going to draw another picture because that's how Kendra sees her fractions. So we're going to keep it as similar as what we can. So we're going to write another 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Let's color in 9 of these because our fraction is 9/12. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Perfect. So let's label 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, so when we add fractions, what we do is our denominator stays the exact same. We do not touch our denominator once it's common. So we're going to have something out of 12. So let's count up what we have. So we've got 4 plus 9, which is going to be equal to 13 twelfths. Well, how do we do that? That's an improper fraction. Let's draw a picture. That'll help Kendra and us see a little bit better what we're doing here. So we're going to write a 12 bar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We're going to color all of those in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we've got one whole. So we're going to write a 13 here. So that's going to be equal to one whole. And since that's 12 twelfths, we're going to draw another bar of 12 and subdivide it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And since we have 12 twelfths, we need to get 13 twelfths. We're just going to fill in one of these bars. So what we're left with is 1 and 1 twelfth. And that's equivalent to 13 twelfths. So what we did was we found a common denominator using a least common multiple between the two, 3 and 4. Our common denominator was 12. We added them using our pictures, and we got 13 twelfths, and then we had to change that into a proper fraction, which is 1 and 1 twelfth. So if you would ever have a student that would decide to add a cross, like Kendra did, the best way to tell them how to fix this is to find a common denominator and then draw a picture to prove your point. Thanks for watching, guys.